today we're talking about the life and career of Kelley Mack, a truly gifted artist whose work was a constant presence in pop culture, sometimes in ways you might not have even realized. When her family announced her passing, they described her with 3 simple, powerful words: a bright, fervent light. And as we go through this explainer, you'll really see just how true that was. So Kelley Mack passed away on August 2nd, 2025. She was just 33 years old. Her death came after a fight with a rare and aggressive brain cancer, and she faced that battle with the same spirit and courage that really defined her whole life. To really understand the impact of her passing, you have to know the person behind the headlines. And she was, well, a uniquely vibrant and multi-talented artist. You see, while a lot of people knew her as an actress, that was really just one part of her story. She was a complete storyteller, a producer, a filmmaker, a voiceover artist. She had this creative drive that just refused to be put into one single box. For many of us, our first real introduction to Kelley Mack's work was on screen, through some really memorable roles in some of television's biggest and most loved shows. I mean, if you're a fan of the huge global phenomenon that is The Walking Dead, then you definitely know Kelley Mack's face. She was right at the center of one of the show's most intense, most emotionally devastating storylines. For 5 episodes back in season 9, she played Addie. She was a resident of the Hilltop, and she had this hopeful connection with another character, Henry, that just felt like a little bit of light in a really dark world. And honestly, that's what made her fate so shocking. Her death at the hands of the terrifying Whisperers, wow. It was a pivotal, just gut-wrenching moment that became iconic for fans of the show. But her talent wasn't just confined to the zombie apocalypse. She was a go-to actress for these really grounded, relatable characters on major network shows. She brought the drama in Chicago Med, she brought intensity to the world of 911, and she even brought the comedy and the Modern Family spinoff Schooled. It just proved she could fit into any TV universe. And her range wasn't just on television. Nope, she made her mark on the big screen too, even winning an award for her very first film role and starring in indie thrillers that premiered at major festivals. But acting, that was only part of her story. To really see the full picture of her ambition, we've got to look behind the camera, where Kelley was building this whole other significant career as a creative force. Yeah. These numbers here, they tell a really fascinating story. Her 35 acting credits, that shows you she was a prolific performer, for sure. But it's the other numbers that reveal a different kind of ambition. 5 producer credits, plus active writing and directing projects. She was setting herself up as a creator. This wasn't some side hobby. This was a core piece of who she was as an artist. Okay, now here's something that might actually surprise you, because I can almost guarantee you've heard Kelley's voice even if you didn't realize it was her. In the Oscar-winning movie Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, she was the official voice match for Gwen Stacy. Her voice was trusted by massive brands like Dr. Pepper, Hyundai, Dairy Queen. I mean, she was quite literally everywhere. And you can see her ambition as a creator in every single step she took. From co-writing scripts with her mom that got industry recognition, to then taking full creative control, writing, directing, and editing her own short film, all the way to producing an award-winning horror project. She was building a career as a storyteller in every single sense of the word. So now we have to turn to the most difficult part of her story. But in her final challenge, Kelley showed the exact same strength and grace that had defined her entire life. So what exactly was she fighting? Kelley was diagnosed with something called central nervous system glioma. It's a rare and, unfortunately, a very aggressive kind of tumor. It starts in the supportive glial cells of the brain, which makes it notoriously difficult to treat just because of where it is and how fast it grows. This timeline, it really puts the nature of this disease into perspective. She was diagnosed in September of 2024 and passed away less than a year later. It was an incredibly short and an incredibly fierce fight. And throughout that whole difficult time, her true character just shone through. Her sister Catherine talked about Kelley's immense bravery and faith, saying she faced her illness not with despair, but with a strength that just left a huge impact on everyone around her. So what is the legacy that Kelley Mack leaves behind? Well, it's a really powerful story, told in two parts: her remarkable professional achievements and the unforgettable person she was. And as a final testament to her dedication, get this, her film Universal was released just weeks before she passed away. What's so remarkable is that she didn't just star in it, she was also an executive producer, seeing her creative vision through right to the very, very end. And beyond the resume, there was the person, an athlete who played college tennis and loved hiking and pickleball, a friend with a great wry sense of humor, a taste for dark chocolate and bourbon, and a passion for country music and animals. These are the details that really paint the picture of that vibrant spirit that everyone knew. So when you look at her professional and her personal legacies right next to each other, you get the complete picture. You have the credits and the awards on one side, and they're balanced by the warmth, the humor, and the support she gave to her family, her friends, and her collaborators on the other. Which leaves us with a final thought. For a storyteller like Kelley Mack, her work remains. It's a permanent record of her talent, of her light. And it poses the question right here. How does a storyteller's voice continue to echo long after they're gone? Well, the answer is in every performance, every frame she helped create, and in every single life she touched.